Hi there, and welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. And today I want to talk about addiction, um, and the stinking thinking and the cognitive distortions that we as addicts come up with to kind of like excuse our behavior and think that there isn't a chance for us. Um, because if you live a life where you think doing drugs is all right, especially at your point where you're an addict, like the definition of an addiction is when you're doing something that you know that's wrong and it's hurting you and others and you don't care, there's probably a problem, probably an addict. And once you get down the road of addiction, you just start caring less about things. Like you don't mind not brushing your teeth. You don't mind not eating. You don't mind selling yourself for dope. You don't mind going to jail or prison, disappointing your mom or dad, letting your kids down. You don't mind none of that. You probably got an addiction. And once you reach that point, people start giving up on you. Hard to hold a job down. You start losing things other than friends, like your teeth and your health, and maybe your hair. You're homeless. You just ain't got nothing. And you think there ain't no help, and you're just almost giving up on life. Don't don't know where to turn. You've done everything you can. Maybe there's a place that you didn't exhaust all that, because all that's cognitive distortions. I'm never gonna be. I'm not gonna have. I can't do this. And especially if you get in trouble and you start getting arrested and you get felonies and stuff, and you can't hold certain jobs and things. It gets hard. And you did it to yourself, and the only person you can blame is yourself, and be mad at yourself. And sometimes you end up taking it out on others, man. It ain't nobody else's fault but yourself. You got to hold yourself accountable, and really, a lot of people don't like to do that. Um, and it just leads to you being by yourself, you being alone. And the opposite of addiction is connection. Before you had an addiction, you probably was with your family or your friends, hanging out with co-workers. You was doing something, and then you got caught up. Because it only takes one time. Some of these drugs is so addictive. One time, and it's it. So there's a lot of hope out there, folks. I mean, there's a lot of programs. Um, I went to Trosa. Trosa, the Triangle Residential Op Center for Substance Abusers. It's in Durham, North Carolina. They've been open for 30 years. I think November 3rd is the National Trosa Day. They've helped a lot of people. A lot of people. They helped a lot of people. They're continuing to help a lot of people. And the people that they help, they're in between Duke University and UNC Chapel Hill, which is the Blue Devils and the Tar Heels, two big colleges, two powerhouse college basketball teams. And Trosa does the landscaping and stuff over at Duke University. So they got a whole lot of Duke University stuff. You get to go to the program, like the softball games and the volleyball game, the men and women's events. We get free passes to that. Cool thing, man. Um, get all and they're all they all wear Nike stuff made for Duke players, and they donate that stuff to us. So it was awesome. Um, but it might be an option that'll help you if it's not you, you got somebody. Odds are somebody in your family is affected, has been affected by some kind of addiction one way or another. Trosa for substance abusers, um, who want to kick the habit, man. And if you go there with the attitude that I never want to do drugs again, and I'll do whatever it takes to get clean, to stay sober, and to work this program to where it'll benefit me after 2 years, as a person that went there and an intake specialist, somebody that answered the phones and brought you in and did the paperwork with you, went through all the tests that you had to go through, the COVID test, your analysis test, and seeing people progress throughout the program, and seeing people graduate and hear the stories for 6 months, every single day living it. I'm going to tell you the top 5 reasons why you should go to this place. It's a 2-year, absolutely free. You will have to work for it. You will have to work for it. But besides that, everything else is free. It's a behavioral modification therapeutic community. The one in Durham, North Carolina, it has a men and women's across the street from each other. Normally a couple hundred men and right at 50 to 80 women. It's got a nice cafeteria area that you just expanded, so it's way bigger now. It's really nice back there. They just opened a couple new buildings for interns, which is everybody that does the first 30 days. Really nice, really nice. It's got a really nice gym. It's got 2 nice gyms, one small and one big. It's worth it. If you know somebody that's homeless with an addiction, you know somebody that's in jail, you got a loved one in jail, call them, have them write in. I'm going to give you the number a couple of times. I can't explain how. All right, I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons. So if you're struggling with addiction, you want to change your life for the better, you want to do the right thing. Yeah, I don't care if you've exhausted all your options and everything with your family, the connection can be remade. I don't care if you think you can never get a job again, they'll help you. Your driver's license, teeth, I mean, so many things. I'm going to tell you. So as somebody who answered the phone and seen 3 or 4 graduations and talked to all the people and what they've had happen to them, this is straight up story. This ain't no made up thing. This is people that I can actually, because I built relationships, that I can actually get them to come on here and tell you about their experiences and how it's changed their lives. It's inspiring stuff, really inspiring. So really, number 1, the first reason why you should choose Trosa, because of the 2-year program, is for the long term. Let's just start at the long term, not the first day, but the last day, the very last day, when the 2 years is up and you graduate. Now you graduate, they have graduation every 3 months. So you might graduate in January and not actually walk the stage till April. And it's optional to walk the stage. I mean, but if you put that much effort into something, you might as well. It's a very nice ceremony. They give you a really nice framed plaque. It's on YouTube. They got a nice day. It's a nice presentation. You get to make like a 30-minute speech, or not 30-minute speech, 30-second to a 1-minute speech, something like that, maybe 2 minutes. You figure out that I've been through a few of them. Everybody has to deck out. Everybody's wearing a suit and tie, and ladies are all dressed out in their dress. It's a really nice thing. But once you graduate, so we're going to start at the graduation point. Once you graduate, you can always come back to Trosa at any time you want. Even if you live in Nebraska or whatever, that you can come in, you can eat with anybody. They got events all the time. They got a little contract with the state fair, so they work with the state fair. They got a contract with Duke. I got a bunch of contracts that you can actually work on these campuses and at these events. That's going to be part of your job, or your job might be taking them. They got buses and shuttles and 1,000, hundreds of cars and trucks and vans in the parking lot. Which one of those might be yours upon graduation. You can do to be received a card. Normally there's a waiting list, and typically speaking, from what I've seen, it's been about a year. Within a year, it could be the next day, or within a year, but within a year. So the car isn't exactly free. So they got cars that are donated, or they got cars that's already on the lot. These cars are well taken care of. They're on a maintenance thing that they don't play around with. They got a shop right on the thing, so they're always going. So say it costs $500 to fix the car up. They get a car in. It takes $500 to fix it. You get that car for $500. The car is worth $20,000. You got it for $500. That's how it works. So that was a cool thing. They're gonna help. So say you got the state taking away your kids. It happens a lot, especially with addiction. You slipped up too many times, and they got involved, and you did the wrong thing. At some point in time, that you could get in trouble for that, and it happened. I seen at least 3 people at Trosa get their kids back who just didn't think it would ever happen, and they worked hard. And you know how I know I got the kids back? Because as a graduate, you're able to come back to Trosa anytime you want, and those graduates brought their kids, and it was an amazing sight to see. I mean, I watched them dudes cry, trying to get to that point, hoping to get to that point, because the judge didn't have to grant that. You know what I mean? But the judge seen the man put in some work, and he was serious about it. And it was good to see that it, after all that hard work, it paid off. How many people had come back from court? Trosa take you to court if you now, so you can't go there if you have charges, but if you have a dispute with your driver's license, and you can't get your driver's license because you got these DWIs or whatever. After a couple years, they'll help. They got a limit on how much money they can spend on you, and the longer you stay in the program, that limit goes up. But they'll do whatever they can. There's somebody over there all the time trying to help. And especially if you live in if you got the charges in North Carolina, most of and I've probably dealt with, as an intake specialist, there's 100 counties in North Carolina. I probably dealt with at least 30 in 3 months. I mean, a lot. And a lot of those, a bunch of times, Onslow County, Jones County, Wayne County, a bunch. And that's generally around this area that I live at. I live in Onslow County. And they'll go to bat for you. So if you write them, from the county jail, they'll respond with a letter. Every letter gets responded to. Every letter gets opened, gets read, gets logged in a computer, and gets replied to. And it has to be, and all that has to happen every single time. And then if you write again, that letter goes into that the same file. We got to find it and everything, because we're going to do everything. They're going to do every single My man Richie Rich is over there at the intake. He's the dude that runs it. He's going to do everything he can to get you in. He's going to make sure the intake specialists are doing their job. They're super friendly and informative. He just runs a tight ship. Funny dude, really great guy. He's doing everything he can to get you. I promise you. If you can't, your hands are tied. It's just because his hands, there's nothing he can do. Nothing he can do. That's the only reason. There's nothing he can do. I promise you, they want you in there. So with the court systems, they got this DARE program, and the last person I talked to was Mimi from the intake department, and she said that. But when I take that back, I didn't actually talk to her. I heard her over talking with Elsie, that she had got like 60 charges expunged from her record for doing what she does at Trosa, trying to make a difference in her life. Some of us was a little bit wilder than others, and we just kept getting caught. I just can't imagine never having 62. And when you look at her, I would have never thought that. That's kind of like gangster almost, you know what I mean? Because she actually had a lot more than that. And I'd love to have her on her, because all of them, because you got to understand something. When you go to this program, they're going to That's something else. So we're talking about the five benefits. So they got you ain't got no teeth. They're gonna help you get your teeth. They're gonna help you get dentures. You need your teeth pulled. The longer you stay in the program, the more things, especially after year, really things start ramping up to where they're trying to get you ready for the world. The first year they're trying to get you away from the world. The second year they're trying to prepare you for the world. It's a very unique process. They're always going to keep you on their toes. They're always going to keep you moving. You just play along. You just go along with the game. And the biggest thing is they have there is games, which I'm going to tell you about at a later time. But they'll always have your back. If you stay drug free, they'll always have your back. You can always go there to talk. They got video games. You can go and visit Mr. Perry at the rec center. They got all kind of stuff. They got a lake event that they do a couple of times a year. A big shebang they throw out. You just got to put in the work. Number two, the short term goals. It's a drug free, safe place. And when I say safe place, I mean you don't have nothing to worry about. Ain't nobody gonna talk. If you make a threat, you get kicked out. You can be kicked. If I say I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm kicked out, or it might be offered a restart at best. But more than likely, they're gonna kick you out. They don't play that. You're supposed to be there about for recovery. So fighting, being a badass, you leave that right at the gate. There ain't no thuggish stuff going on there. And see, that's a mentality we have. You got to understand that that's a behavioral issue. That's why it's called a behavior modification. It's something that I needed because I have a real thug mentality, man. You cross me and I'm ready to fight. 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 I mean, straight up, man. And I have been through 15 counselors, therapists, hundreds and hundreds of groups. And I talked to my man Larry Lawrence. Shout out to you, brother, and everybody at Trosa. But he really helped make a difference in Solace. So, and that's something else they offer once you get to that point. Sometimes all you need to talk it out, and maybe somebody could throw something at you that you didn't know, or give you something to think about. That's all anything is. All groups and meetings and recovery programs and stuff. It is what you take out of it and what you do with it, And this place is going to give you something, and it's not an NA based or a religious based at all. It's behavioral modification therapeutic community. It's almost like frowned upon. You just don't see it or hear it, and if it does, it just doesn't happen. It's all about you trying to do. They're going to give you a set of rules, and we're going to see if you're going to break them or not. It's that simple. Work towards a goal. Here's some rules. They're easy to follow, but there's consequences if you don't. Most people that write negative comments and stuff about Trosa just didn't want ready to follow rules. That's what it boils down to. And there's stuff times like you're gonna forget things like signing out and stuff, but they work with you, man. I mean, this place is there to help. So if you think of them anything other than them trying to help you, because even if somebody you have a problem with, there's always somebody that you could go to about that because they understand. And most of the people at Trosa are addicts. They're people just like you who don't have college degrees, who probably didn't finish high school, you know what I mean, that now have graduated Trosa, bought into the program deeply, spent a year learning the in and outs of how to really help be a supportive member to the team, and then were offered a job as staff, and they earned it. I mean, believe me, they earned it, and you could tell it by the passion, because they could go somewhere else, of staying and trying to help. And the whole, so the second one, the short term safe part, everybody's real supportive too. you're gonna be, you know, your first 5 days you got to stand up and clap. You'd be clapped for like, hey, my name is Bill. I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm here trying to better my life. Hey, Bill, and everybody claps and stuff. That happens twice a day, you know, and it goes on from there. Um, they want you. So when you get a safe, free place, that's just hard to beat. Really hard to beat. And they've really got nice stuff too. I mean, it's not bad. So number three, I got jobs, classes, and college. So you're gonna have to work there, and they got some really nice, really cool jobs, especially if you don't have any job experience, or if you have management experience, you could get into something different because they always got different spots available. Because they got the number one moving company in the Triad area. They got the number one landscaping company in the Triad area. They got it's a thrift store that used to be an old Walmart. It's humongous, and it's got so much stuff in there that it would take years to unload it, and new stuff is being brought in every single day. Plus you're working around the campus, doing automotive, intake, the kitchen. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna work a job. I promise you. That's gonna happen. But you're gonna learn a real skill about it. It's just not like you're a laborer out there. You go do this and that. It'll be beneficial, and each one has like something that you could get bigger up into. So when you work in the kitchen, they got a serve safe certificate that you get. When you work in landscaping, you could get the pesticide and you know, the herb and pesticide license, little stuff like that. There's a bunch. They offer the different classes like that: behavior modification therapy. I can't even think of them all right now. Probably should have wrote them down before I started this. But they have a bunch of classes that are designed to make you think differently. They give certificates for it. And then after a year, you can sign up for a college course through Durham Technical College, and they got welding, they got real estate, they got a bunch of things, and they have that moving company. They offer everybody CDL. They're going to help you get your driver's license right off the rip within the first 6 months. If you're eligible to get your driver's license, they're going to do what it takes. And if it takes a lot of fines, it may be a year, maybe a year and a half, but they're going to do what it takes. I had a buddy they had to drop a pretty penny on him. I can't remember how much it was. It was in the thousands though, and but he earned it. He earned every bit of it. And another thing, when you talk about safe, so you're not really going to be allowed to have any visitors except on Visitors Day and graduations and stuff, and your graduation, and so say something happens in your family, they'll help you get there. They'll help you get there. They'll help you get there, and they'll help you get back. They're not careless. I mean, they really care. I wouldn't be making these videos if they didn't. Really wouldn't, man. So they got jobs and classes that you combine together. People are coming out successful, and the many companies already know about Trosa and ready to hire you because they know how hard you got to work to get through the Trosa program. And if you're willing to put that dedication into changing your life, they're willing to give you a chance. Even if your record is messed up, you got a messed up record. You got 1,000 drug charges, a couple of assault charges, a couple stealing charges. Man, my buddy Mike P from shout out to you from Intake. Man, he got a job. He was so happy, and then they came back and was like, "Yo, your record, we don't know." And man, I was so happy for him, and then sad because the dude was happy. You know, he was getting ready to get a high paying job that you had to have an associate's degree, the bare minimum. This dude don't have that. He don't have it at all. He don't have no kind of college. And it was like a week later or so, three days to a week. He came back and he said that they wouldn't give me a shot. And I just checked in with him and he told me he's doing great. Things are going good. He's had some tough days, but it ain't no different than anywhere else he's ever been. So that's good to hear. So there's hope, man. There's always hope. I mean, he really thought that he had blown it for his past. Because our past has come back to haunt. Sure, plenty of us, you know what I mean? But you can make a difference now. Today is a good day to do the right thing by you, yourself, and everybody else, man. Especially when you got an addiction, all you got to do is stop. You just got to stop. That's all you got to do. And I know how hard it is. You're dealing with somebody that knows. I promise you. I promise you. I've been there. I've been on the street. I've been in the woods. I ain't never messed around with no men, but I had some women drug dealers that, hey, said that ain't no problem. You know what I mean? Number 4. Hey, look. They got some bomb food. I mean, all the food and snacks. If you see it, you can eat it. They got some good cooks. My man John W. My man Kathy V. Or Miss Kathy V. Great woman. Great dude. Bree was starting to be staff and training in there. Awesome people. Awesome people. Good cooks. They're always gonna have a little crew in there. They get a variety of food, people. They buy some and they get a lot donated. And there's just it's a buffet style eating. So I mean, you might see fried chicken wings, grilled flame broiled steaks, hot dogs, hamburgers, brats. This all on the same day. Fried fish, French fries, macaroni and cheese, rice. I mean, just looks like a mini Golden Corral. Might be only one bar, you know what I mean? 6 slots, 10 slots, but it's all food, and there's somebody always bringing it. Somebody always bringing it. It's always being cooked. It's always fresh. It's coming. It's coming. So good. The beds. They got the thickest therapeutic. It's like a queen size bed. It's so thick and comfortable. And see, the program's designed actually to wear you out throughout the day to where you got to make it to that bed at night. They always preach to you, just make it to the bed. I mean, you can go to sleep. Go to sleep on it. When you wake up, it's a new day. It's a chance to better yourself. You don't have to worry about what happened tomorrow for the most part. You know what I mean? That's normally what everybody else deals with. I mean, there's people every single day that go through life with horrible problems and don't use drugs or alcohol. They just don't. They deal with it. And I'm highly impressed with them too, man, because all my life I haven't. Yeah, number 5. Give you a chance to be a leader. A lot of people, you get caught up in addiction early and you didn't graduate high school. You ain't got no leadership skills. At best, you might maybe know how to mow a yard with a push mower, but don't have no real landscaping skills. Clean cars, rake yards, or you're panhandling or doing things. But Trosa encourages leadership. You're going to have to actually take a leadership class within your first 6 months. It's kind of mandatory. They give you a nice certificate for it too. I hurt my back taking the class February 13th, Valentine's Day. I blew my back all the way out. But they encourage leadership. So don't think you could go there and just breeze through the program, because that's not going to happen. They always got something going on to juggle up the monotony, to keep, to simulate real life as much as possible, in the most constructive ways, whether you like it or not. I mean, it's just what it is, what it is. But it works. It really works. And if you're at the rock bottom, give them a call. Write them a letter. It's could be the difference in your whole life. Could be that change you've been waiting for. I'm telling you, as a person that's been there, who's helped people get in, who is I had to put in some work to get some people in there too. I promise you. And when you watch them come in and they start looking better and they start talking better and they start feeling better. And if they're guys, I get to sit down and talk with them, and if they're girls, I get to watch them from afar because we can't. But either way, I've been rooting y'all on the whole time. I know how hard it is to be an addict, and how Trosa can can make an impact in your life in a positive way. You just got to be receptive to their ways, and not go in there with an open mind, and not putting your bull on anything. You know what I mean? Like trying to find ways to sneak drugs or talk to the girls or have sex with the girls or do anything, taking tips. Man, especially the landscaping and the moving company, they get big time tips in there, and you can't have no money. You got to get that tip money up, and that's part of the program is having that integrity to not take that money, to not do those drugs when people are looking and when they're not, to doing the right thing, because that's what it's about. Because you got used to doing the wrong so much that you think it's right, you think it's cool, or you don't give two shits. And the problem is it's cost you. And in some cases, it's cost you everything. But right now, you got a chance. You always have a chance. But if you didn't know, Trosa could be your chance. The Triangle Residential Option for Substance Abusers. It's 1815 James Street, Durham, North Carolina, 27707. Phone number 9119-419-1059. Man, call them. There's some the hours are from 8 to 11, and from 8 to 11 Monday through Saturday, and from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and that's because they got to go on break. So somebody's going to tell you to call back an hour or so, and then from 1 to 4, 4:30 at the latest, but 1 to 4 sure. Call them, man. Just see. Might be that call that makes a difference. You wasn't born to be an addict. And it shouldn't be a choice. Your choice should be to do the right thing. Do it. Hope everybody's having a good day and staying safe. If you can, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't.